Hey everyone, welcome to the Canva Masterclass. So this video is going to be presented by Creative Bar. My name is Gregoria Chrysotelis and I'll be the host for this event, and I'm the creative director and co-founder of Creative Bar. Now today I have something really special for you. So this masterclass is actually an encore. I have done this before, but today I'll be sharing even more tricks and strategies that I utilize on Canva to make the most amazing images and documents that you can imagine. So I'll be sharing a number of different lessons with you today, so you can pause at any time, experiment if you wish. If you're completely new to Canva, I do recommend you taking some time to just introduce yourself, sign up, and create an account. But you can pretty much start from scratch here, as well as learn some advanced tricks of Canva as well. So I'm really excited that you're here. Thank you so much for being a part of it, and I hope you learned something really valuable today. So part one is me taking you through the Canva dashboard, everything you need to know that's found on your dashboard and how to navigate. So once you've created an account and logged in, this is what your dashboard should look like. So here in the corner, I have my username and my profile picture, and if I click down here, I have access to my settings, to my profile, and the ability to sign out if I wanted to. Okay, so here at the top, it gives you the main dimensions used. Okay, so you have a social media post, which is a square, a presentation, a poster, a Facebook cover, a Facebook post, and an Instagram post. Now, to access the many other custom designs already created for you, all you have to click on is this More button. And what will happen is you'll get a whole series of different options for you. So you have social media posts, you have social media and email headers, marketing materials, documents, blogging and ebooks, events, ads, etc. Okay? Now, if you want to create your own dimensions, you just click on the Use Custom Dimensions button and you enter your width and your height. Now, you can do it in pixels, you can also do it in millimeters or inches if you'd prefer. All right, and you click design and it creates it for you. So I'm just going to go back to my normal dashboard. All right, so what you'll notice here is obviously I've been using Canva for a very long time. So all of my past work is stored here on my dashboard. So if I start to scroll down, you'll be able to see everything that I've ever created. All right, utilizing Canva. And what you can see is there's quite a lot. I use it for everything. I love it. I use it to create ebooks. I use it to create Facebook ads. I use it to create Facebook posts. I use it to create promotion, posters, even CVs. Okay, pictures. If let's say I'm being featured on a website and they need a certain dimension, I'll just create it on here. This was for Huffington Post. You know, different types of graphic elements, quotes, whatever I need it to create. Even for sometimes for my website, I want a certain dimension, I'll create it on here. I can create apps for my Facebook page, etc. Okay, so everything I've ever created is found here on my dashboard. The other amazing thing about your dashboard here is you can also click on Stream. What this does is this takes you to everything else that people have offered for you to access publicly. Okay, so these are things that other people have created and they're allowing you to access it and either copy the design and change and edit whatever you want, or just be inspired from it. So I can go here sometimes if I'm feeling, you know, creatively blocked, and I can be inspired by the work that other people have done. Or sometimes, let's say I may like a particular design, I can duplicate this and create my own version of it. All right, a quote here, this looks really nice. I may want to use this for my own quotes and just change the picture and the text, and voila, I've got something already done for me. So you don't always have to start from scratch, which is really useful. The other amazing thing that Canva does for you is it has its design school. Now this is probably one of my favorite elements of Canva. So it does take you to another pop-up, another web browser. We'll just give it a moment to load. Obviously, as I'm recording, it takes a bit longer. So while that's happening, I'll just go back to your designs to show you what we're going to do. What we're going to do next is we're just going to select a particular custom dimension to create something. Now I've got a whole series that I've already created in advance, so I'm just going to take you one by one through them. So once you're on the design school page, you'll notice here it has first a pop-up comes up that this is why I created this, because I wanted to introduce you to the Design at Work or Canva for Work option that's available to you now. So I will post a link for that. So anyone who hasn't joined yet, get on the early bird list, because it's something really exciting that Canva is creating a new option for people who use Canva for Work, such as me. So I'm already on that list. So you should definitely jump on that list now. So once you're on the design school dashboard, you'll notice here that there are blogs, tutorials, and teaching materials. Okay, and you have design school, about, and create a design. All right, and you have different options here. So if I go down, I can actually read the blog, and I've actually read a lot of the blog posts, and they're really, really useful. So here, 60 awesome free tools to create a visual marketing campaign on a budget. I've actually selected this in the past, and it's been absolutely amazing. Okay, so it's something I recommend you looking through. You can go to tutorials. So once I click on tutorials, it actually allows me the option to go through step by step how to use Canva. All right, so it teaches me things about getting started, about different fonts, about color and techniques, about images, etc. Okay, so I definitely recommend you doing this, especially if you're brand new to design and you feel that you're not equipped to do this on your own. Okay, so it's absolutely amazing. It's a free resource. You have free access to the Canva Design School, so why not take advantage of this option? So part 2, we're going to select the social media template, and we're going to utilize a pre-existing template. So I'm really excited to show you this. This would definitely be for beginners who are just starting out in Canva and don't know where to get started. So once you've selected your option, you'll be taken to another web browser in which this is what your new dashboard is going to look like. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to show you how to do is title your image. So here under describe and tag, I'm going to click on it, and I'm going to call this Mother's Day card. So that's what I'll show you now. Okay, and once I've done that, I'm going to click done. So now my template is called Mother's Day card. Now, because I did mention that we're going to utilize a pre-existing template for this initial introductory stage. So what you'll notice here is under layouts, every time you click a custom dimension that Canva has already created, it will already give you pre-existing templates in the options here that you can just utilize. All right, so this is a great, again, resource and ability for you. Now, what you'll notice when you hover over them, they'll tell you whether they're free or whether you actually have to pay for them. What this means is any with a $sign, any images or fonts that Canva requires you to pay for, it costs $1. So what that means is every time you download that image, you'll have to pay for the paid elements on that image each time. Okay, so it's not $1 for all time use, it's $1 each time you download. So I recommend avoiding that. You're better off buying photo stock images and those types of things, or utilizing your own images. Now, obviously, if you want to, you find something you really like and you want to use it, definitely use it, okay? So I'm going to show you one of both. So I'm just going to select the free one initially, okay? Now, what you'll notice is it looks really beautiful. It says, Happy Mother's Day, you're the greatest. Now, let's say I want to edit what the text says. I don't want it to say you're the greatest. I'm going to click on it, and I'm going to highlight, and I'm going to change it to Mums are the best. Okay, now I don't like that color necessarily, so I'll click on the color, and I have here, you'll notice 8 color options. Alternatively, I can click the plus button and it can give me an infinite number of color options. You'll also notice the ability to input a code. So if you utilize your own code for your brand, you can actually just copy and paste it here to create images that suit your brand and your branding. Okay, so let's say I want it to be much more of a red. All right, so I would select that option. And I can also change the font if I wanted to all the custom fonts that Canva offers you, as well as change the font size if I wanted to. If I click, and if I didn't want it at all, I could delete it once I click on this rubbish bin. Let's say I want to find some other options. I can bold this, I can italicize it, I can make it all uppercase, I can create a list. I can center it, have it aligned left or aligned right. I can also change the text spacing. So what this allows me to do is it allows me to change the space between each letter as well as the space between each line if I had multiple lines. I can also copy it. Let's say I wanted to create a duplicate of that text box. I could click on copy and it would create a copy. I can also, if you are creating a PDF, so not an image, but a PDF, I can also add a link, all right, that becomes clickable. You can also change the transparency of an image or text, and you can also move back if you need to. Okay, so I'm just going to leave it as it is. Now, once I click on this image, although this image is great and Canva's giving it to you for free, so you can utilize that if you want. Let's say I didn't want that image. I can actually choose to change the filter. So once you change the filter, you can go to the filter options and there's a whole series of filters to choose from. And you can also go to advanced options and change each of these different elements. Now, what you'll notice here is there is a filter code. So let's say I loved the filter of this image, but I didn't necessarily love the image. What I could do is I could copy and paste this filter. I could change the image. So let's say I wanted to change the image completely. All right, I could change it to a color if I wanted to, but let's say I want to change the image. So I'm just going to go ahead and delete that, and I'm going to upload my own image. So I wish I had a photo of my mum here, but I don't. But let's see what I do have. A lot of my Power of the Posse students who I adore. So let's say I wanted something really simple like this, okay? So this is a free stock image that I'm using now. I'm just going to expand it. All right, so now it looks, that's the background. All right, so as soon as to expand it, you just pull on these tabs and you expand it all the way out and it automatically goes behind if you're making it over the size of the whole image. So I would then click on filter. Now again, I can use one of the custom filters. Alternatively, I click here where the code is and I copy and paste the filter code. And it changes the filter to what the other one was previously. All right, so I now have the filter that I liked. Okay, and it actually really does suit this image. Now, once I click on this, you'll notice as well is I can change the color of this box. So the inside is white and the outside is this real pale pink. If I wanted to, I would keep it white and change this outside to that pink if I wanted to, so it stands out a little bit more. Right, so it is up to you how you create this. You can edit anything on here. All right, if you want to add a hashtag, for example, I'm going to click on text and I'm going to go to add text and I'm going to write hashtag creative bar. I'm going to change the font to one of my favorites, which is Railway. I'm going to change the size to be a lot smaller. I'm going to center it. And then I'm going to click on it and move it to any position I like. Now what you'll notice is Canva gives you the ability to know when it's in the center of anything. All right, let's say I didn't want it there and I wanted it right at the bottom. I could do that also. All right, now to save it, if I wanted to create duplicates of this, I could click on this copy button and it would copy this exact image and I could edit accordingly. Okay, if I didn't want to do that and I wanted to just add a new page to create, let's say, an ebook for Mother's Day or a gift guide, I could go to add new page. Now, all it'll copy is the background. Again, I can keep this background if I want, or I can delete it and start from scratch. So I'm going to show you two options. So I could, again, click this image, delete, and utilize the white canvas, or I can utilize the background image. Now, if I wanted to, I could click here on the search panel. I could go to shapes, and I could click on the square here. Right, now I'm going to change that square color to that pink, but I'm going to change the transparency to be something like that. I'm going to change the size, and then I'm going to make sure it's in the center. All right, and any text I wanted to add, I could add on top. Let's say I didn't like the pink, I could also choose to make that white and a bit transparent, and again add my text on top if I wanted to make it a gift guide or an ebook or something like that. All right, now to save, all you have to do is click, no, you have various options. You can obviously undo anything you wanted to do. You can share. So what this means is you can share on Facebook or Twitter. You can also email it to a friend if you want. Now, if you want them to have access to the actual image to edit it, you can actually click this button and it will share an editable design version, okay? And there's also a link to the design itself. All right, now to download the image, all you do is click the download button. Now, let's say I only want to download the first image, okay? So the second image is not done. I would click here, instead of all pages, I would go to pages in range and click page 1, all right? And then I would select as an image. It would start preparing my design. Obviously, we've only utilized free elements, so I don't need to pay anything. So it's going to download my design for free. So it usually only takes a few seconds, depends on how many elements you have on your design. And as I have a Mac, it will download directly to my download folder. But if you don't have a Mac, it may download to somewhere else, depending on where you have it programmed. Right, so I've downloaded it now as it's a PNG. It looks absolutely wonderful, and it's ready for me to upload onto my Mother's Day timeline if I wanted to on Mother's Day, or to keep it for any other time of the year. Or I might be able to email it to my mum as well. So whatever you want to utilize it for, you can utilize it for. It looks really pretty, and it took me next to no time to create. Now, let's say I wanted this as a PDF. So let's say I was going to create an ebook, all right, and I wanted this as a PDF. I could click download, and instead of as an image, I could click, it's still all pages, I could click high quality PDF. Now, you also have the option to publish with crop marks and bleed. All right, so let's say I wanted to actually get it printed at a professional printer. I could select this and it would become a printable version. But because I'm just utilizing it online, I would select high quality PDF, and again, it would prepare my design. I've only utilized free elements. Now, if I had have utilized paid elements, I would have to pay again this second time. Okay, so remember that. Every time you download, you have to repay for your paid elements. All right, but again, because it's free, it will be free. It will download directly to my download folder, and then I could upload my PDF anywhere I see fit. So it shouldn't take very long. My design is ready, and then it just takes a moment to download to my download folder. I do have many things open at the moment, so that's probably why it's taking a few more seconds than usual. It doesn't usually take this long, especially given that it's only 2 pages. Finally, it's ready, and I've created my PDF. All right, so again, if I had created a proper PDF, it would have as many pages as I had created. Now, if I had selected to post a link on, let's say this, when I clicked on it on the PDF, it would actually take me to that link if I had inserted a link for that text. All right, so that's really useful as well to know. So I hope you learned how to use some custom templates for this first lesson. So part 3, we're going to use a blank canvas and build our own design. So very similar to part 2, but this time we're not using a pre-existing template, we're starting from scratch. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how to create this beautiful affirmation image. Okay, so again, I've titled it affirmations. Now I've already created a whole heap, but I'm going to show you how to start it from scratch. It's really beautiful and really easy. So I downloaded this background from one of my free stock image tools and resources that I normally utilize. So I already have that in my upload section. So what you'll notice down here in the side panel is you have a search panel where you can actually search for images as well as use the pre-existing images that Canva has for you. You can select a layout like we did in the previous part. You can insert text, all right, so you have options here for title, subtitle, or body text, as well as custom designs here. You can select a background, so you can choose a solid image or utilize some patterns that are free as well as have paid options. Okay, again, they're $1 each. Or you can select uploads. And what that means is you can upload your own images from your computer, from Facebook, or from Google Drive. And what you'll notice is once you have uploaded, they are stored on here. All you have to do to delete is click on information and you can delete if you wanted to. Okay, now what you'll notice is I already have it uploaded. If I hadn't had it uploaded, I would click on upload your own images and it would take me to my computer and I could upload what I needed to. All right, so because I already have it uploaded, I'm going to, again, we're duplicating this creation, okay? So I'm going to go to my blank canvas, all right, which you would have had if you had selected the social media option. And I'm going to click on this option here. Right now, for whatever reason, it isn't appearing, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to re-upload that. So I do have stock images. And it should just upload. All right, now what you'll notice is part of it is not colored, okay? You have to wait for it to load completely before you insert it, otherwise it won't save properly, okay? So that's one of my hack tricks. So if you don't wait for it to completely upload, it won't save properly. So I'm gonna click on that. Now what you'll notice is it hasn't taken up the entire room of the image, okay? It's left a little white border. I actually like that, so I'm going to leave it. All right, so I'm going to leave it the way it is. Now, what I want to do is I want to insert this square. Okay, so all I have to do to insert the square is click on search, click on shapes. Now, if I select this third shape, it's already transparent, okay? What I don't like about this is it's a set transparency that you can't change. So I usually don't select that. I select the solid square, I make it white, and then I set the transparency I would like. Because I have so many things open, it's taking a little while. Okay. I'm now going to resize that. So I just drag. Now I have mentioned that sometimes Canva does not like to work with you, especially if I have too many things open. So do keep that in mind. If you are using Canva, try to minimize the amount of things you have open at any given time, because it doesn't like it and it tends to be temperamental. All right, so I'm going to center it. I'm not going to make it exactly the same, obviously, because Canva is not happy with me right now, but I like it anyway. All right, now I want to insert this text. Now, saving me writing it, I'm just going to copy and paste the text that I already have here, but obviously you can utilize any text you like. So I'm going to go to the text panel and I'm going to select a little bit of body text and I'm going to paste it. All right, now I'm going to center it. And I'm also going to make it a lot larger. Now, all I have to do to change the dimensions is pull it apart. I like to click out of it in order for me to move it, just because it works a lot better. All right, now again, this isn't probably the size I want it to be. So I can make it a bit larger. That's a bit too large. Okay, perfect. And I'm going to change the font to match the previous font. Now that font that I used was Joseph Sands. Oh no, not Joseph Sands, it was Julius Sands. Okay, now what I should have done is change the font first, because you'll notice that even though I've selected a certain size, it becomes too big. I'll just make it size 42. Beautiful. And then again, I'm clicking out of it before I reposition. And then I'm going to reposition to the center. And I have a beautiful image that I could then click on download and download. So I can download all at once, all the different images. And this would be good for social media posts. So let's say I have a Monday mantra that I want to create. And again, make reference to the author of the quote as well. And if you have utilized an image from a certain source, make sure to reference that as well. And I could download all at once, or I could download a particular image at any given time. So part 4, now I'm going to show you some funky design elements that you can create really standout images that will show up on people's newsfeed that people will really engage with. So again, I've selected the social media option because it's optimized directly for all social media platforms, especially Facebook. So that's why I like to use it. Now I'm going to create this. So I'm showing you in advance what it looks like, and we're going to create it now. Okay, so I'm just going to use the quote, "Just a woman who decided to go for it." So again, I'm going to start with a blank canvas. I'm going to select background. Now I'm going to choose this yellow because that's the yellow I always choose, but again, you can choose any color. You also have the color wheel here that you can choose from, as well as a color code. Now, if you wanted to, again, you could utilize one of these free backgrounds. If you did want to do that, let's say I selected this one, I can actually change the color of the background as well. All right, I don't want to do that, so I'm just going to select a solid background. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to insert these rectangle panels. Okay, so to do that, I select the search panel and I select shapes. Okay, so again, just to show you, Canva has a whole series of elements they've already created for you that you can utilize, right? Go through each of them individually and explore, as well as the ability to search for particular images. So I'm just going to go to shapes, and I'm going to insert the square that appears because I can make it any size. Now, obviously, I want it blank for the purposes of my design, but you can make it your own branding colors as well. So I'm just going to make it a rectangle panel, and I'm going to put them wherever I like. So I had one there. Now, instead of creating a new one, I'm just going to click the copy button and create same size and create another one. Now I want this one a little bit tilted, so to do that I select it and I can rotate it to any rotation I like. So I'm going to do it like that. I'm going to make this one a bit longer. Again, I'm going to copy it, and I have another one up here. I'm going to have a look what it looked like. This one was a little bit thinner, and I'm going to make it like that. This one was a little bit thicker. Okay, and again, I can move them to wherever I like. All right, now what you'll notice is there's a shadow behind each of them. To do that, I'm going to select each panel and I'm going to copy it. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the transparency. Okay, so I'm going to make it a transparency of 50%. Then I'm going to send it back. Okay, so it's behind the panel itself, all right? And then I'm going to position it in a shadow position. All right, so it has its own shadow. I'm going to do that for each of them. So I'm going to copy it, and I'm going to change the transparency to 50. I'm going to send it back, and I'm going to change the position to make sure it's more of a shadow position. Do the same here, copy it. Make sure you select it properly. Change the transparency to 50. So these are all little design tricks, and send it back. Now again, if you wanted to make the shadow larger, you can do that as well. Okay, so I have my shadow for each of them. Now again, let's say I found that that shadow was too dark, I could make it lighter if I wanted to. Now I'm going to add my text. All right, so all I have to do now is I select the text option here on the side panel. I click add text. Now I'm going to copy exactly what it says. It's just a woman is my first phrase, right? And I'm going to make the text centered as well as white. I'm also going to change the font. So again, you can utilize any of the fonts Canva offers you. You can't download your own, okay? But there are plenty of options here. So take advantage of the fonts that already exist on here. Now, if you did want your own font, all you have to do is create your own text phrase outside of Canva, save it as a PNG, and you could insert it as an image. So you always have the option to do that. I'm also going to bold it. Make sure it's the same font. No, I've selected the wrong one. It's meant to be Roboto condensed. And I'm also going to change the width of the spacing between the letters. So again, I'm going to increase the spacing here to about 70, or maybe a few more. 110. All right, so it says just a woman. All right, and again, I've rotated it to be in line with my rectangle panel. I'm going to just duplicate that. So select copy. And who decided to. I'm going to widen that, and I'm also going to make it larger. Obviously, I have a larger panel here. I'm going to continue rotating to be more in line. Now, obviously, that's a bit too big unless I choose to widen it. I'm going to make this one larger again. Make sure it's in the center. Beautiful. Just a woman who decided to go for it. Right, again, that was a bit larger there, but it's up to you how you choose to do that. All right, now again, obviously this one had less spacing between the others, but it's up to you how you choose to position that. Now, if you did want to quote or make reference to your company, all you have to do here is add again a hashtag. So I'm just going to click on add a little bit of body text. Oh, it's put it on the wrong slide. I want it on this slide. Right, and I'm just going to make reference to Creative Bar. I'm going to change the letters to white. I'm going to again center it. I do like it centered. I'm going to change the font size. I'm going to add some decoration on the side, just so it stands out a bit. And I'm going to choose a different font. You can choose any font you like. I'm going to just choose this one. It's available to me. And have it there, ready for quoting. If I had a certain hashtag, or alternatively, I may not want my title, I may want my website there. And I could have that instead. All right, now it's beautiful. It was really easy to create. It took me next to no time. And again, you can change the colors. So let's say you wanted this for your own branding colors. You can change the colors or the background. So let's say instead I wanted more of a gradient, I could select the gradient option and I could change the color of the gradient to be whatever I wanted it to be. Okay, and again you can change, let's say I wanted this to be white and the text instead to be purple or black. Right, and I wanted the shadow also to be white, let's say. I could do it that way as well. Okay, so you have the option, you can play around with whatever you like. You can make it as creative as you like. And you could save it any way you want, play around with the backgrounds, utilize it in any way you want. So again, I've created 2 different images. The second one took me next to no time and it looks completely different from the first. Okay, so play around, utilize creative, funky design elements to have each of your images stand out. So just adding the little bit of shadow behind makes a huge difference on the impact of the image. So part 5, I'm just going to quickly show you how to do an image search. So let's say you're looking for a particular image on Canva and you want to insert it onto your image, how to do that really quickly and easily. Okay, so I'm on a canvas that I've created here. I have a very plain background, white, beautiful background. I've inserted a quote. I've made reference to the author of the quote. I've added a title here, Get Salty, in this beautiful Armatic font. I've added my website address. Now I want to add an image. Now here are some that I've already created. I love the peace sign, so I want to add the image. So how do I do that? Instead of searching through all of these different options, so I would be able to find them in one of these. So it's probably in the icons panel. Now you'll notice here some really great icons that you can utilize for social media, for ideas, for money, for website design, different types of things. But to save me all that trouble, I'm just going to select this search panel here. And in that search panel, I'm just going to write the word peace. Okay, and see what comes up for me. Now what you'll notice is straight away it gives me a few free elements. Now a lot of them are paid elements, so if I did want any of these, it's fine and absolutely I can insert them into my image, but I do have to pay for them. All right, but I do want this piece image, so I'm going to download that. Now as soon as I click on it, it uploads onto my image. I'm going to change the size slightly. Again, click out of it and I'm going to center it. I'm going to keep it there. I love it. It looks beautiful. Let's say I didn't want that. I wanted something else. I could insert this one instead, and I could insert it any way I want it, and I could download it like that. Okay, so it's up to you how you choose what images you choose to utilize, but I do like the way that looks. And again, I could download my image and upload it to wherever I choose. So part 6, I'm going to show you a quick hack on utilizing spatial elements to completely optimize your visual design. Okay, so here is another beautiful affirmation image that I've created. Now what you'll notice is I've used a beautiful pastel background, okay? Then instead of me centering my box, I've aligned it to the left. Okay, and what I've done here is I've aligned my website to the right, and I have inserted my body text here in the center of the square, but just utilizing this spatial element to take your eye on either side, it really creates a really great contrast between the light and the dark of the background, and it just creates a different focal point for my image. And I think it's really, really effective because a lot of the time when people are seeing the same thing over and over again, they forget to pay attention, right? Or they ignore it. Whereas because this is something different, people are much more likely to grab attention and focus on whatever you're writing about. So here I write, your body is your most priceless possession, so go take care of it. And people will read this and again they will resonate with the colors that I've used, soft pastel colors, and it's likely to resonate. This is designed for a beauty therapy page, so again it fits the audience and the target market. So remember to make sure to think about your ICA when you're creating your visual spatial elements for your designs as well. So part 7, I'm going to show you how to use your own images to create beautiful designs as well, and how you can contrast them really well so you can still write over the top of them. So here you'll notice that you have a picture of my business partner Natasha and I in the background. And over the top we have a beautiful quote, but the background is quite faded that it doesn't interfere, our faces don't interfere with the text. So I'm going to show you how to do that. It's really easy, really effective, and really easily done. All right, so to create this border, what you can do is you can actually choose a pre-existing template. So just find one with a border that you like. So I'm just going to choose this Mother's Day one and edit out the elements I don't want. So I'm going to get rid of this background here, but just so I can see what I'm doing, I'm just going to make it black. I'm going to get rid of this image here. I'm going to delete that text, and I'm going to delete that text. Okay. So now that I know I have what I need, I'm going to delete this background and I'm going to go to uploads. Now I'm going to look for a picture of both Natasha and I. This time I'll just use this one. Again, I don't know why it's not letting me utilize my images. I'll try a different one. I'll try this one. Beautiful. And I'm going to make it the size that I like it. Okay, now what you'll notice now is although it looks great in the background, if I was to add text on top, you wouldn't be able to see it because of the color of our faces. So I have different options. I can choose to utilize a filter. So if I select the filter, I can choose any of these different filters that I like. Okay, so I can make it street, I can make it a selfie, I can use it the whimsical filter. I can also physically edit anything I like, so change the brightness and contrast of things, and again you do have advanced options. Now I'm not going to do any of those things. I'm going to leave it as normal. Now just so you know, if you wanted to as well, you can change the blur on an image. So let's say I want it a little bit blurred. All right, so our faces aren't too conflicting. I can choose to do that as well, like that. And now if I was to add text, it would stand out. So that is something that you can utilize as well. All right, so you do have that blur option, which I do love. Okay, but we're not going to do that right now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to select the search panel, and again, I'm going to go to shapes. And again, I'm going to select my square, and I'm going to make it black. I'm going to set a transparency at, let's say, whatever number I like, and I'm going to make it the entire size of my image and send it to the back because I want the square to stand out. And there you'll notice that now I can add my text in front of it and our faces don't interfere, but they're also clearly visible. So if I was to add text there, again, I would just make that white for the purposes of saving time. I think I was able to click on these and copy and paste, but it's not. Again, because I'm recording, often it's not letting me do what I want to do. That's okay. So I'm just going to write practice text here so you know what it would look like. So in the text area, I'm just going to copy and paste the quote that I want to use. I'm going to center it. Now again, you can change the font if you want to. I'm going to make it any size I like. And you can add a reference if you want. Now, if I wanted to, I can change the spacing of the lines. So to make it take the whole space. And you can still see our faces, but it doesn't interfere. So that looks really beautiful. I can save it. And again, it's just playing around with the different design elements, using images that you already have and taking advantage of all the different options that Canva allows for you. So part 8, now I'm going to show you how to create an ebook. So I've taken you step by step on how to create beautiful images for either social media or for your blog, for your website, etc. Now I'm going to show you how to create an actual ebook that you can save as a PDF and have it online, or actually take it to a printer and print as well. Okay, so to create your ebook, when you're on your dashboard, you would select the A4 option. okay, because we're going to save an A4 ebook. Now, you do have other options. If you wanted it in a different dimension, that's also available to you. So I have created ebooks in the social media dimension. I have created ebooks in the poster dimension. I have created ebooks in the presentation dimension, but I do usually utilize the A4. So if people do choose to print them, they're in an ideal size for their printer. So this is an ebook that I've created earlier in the year, and it was a post I had written in my Facebook group for my Marketing Mondays. Every Monday I post something marketing related, and it was a Beyonce post. So it's basically, what can we learn from Beyonce? And I had written this great post, and it created a lot of hype, and it had a huge engagement rate. So I thought, why not make it a gorgeous ebook? Because obviously there were a lot of people interested, and I wanted to share that with people. So I did. I turned it into an ebook, and a whole bunch of people downloaded it, and they really appreciated it. So to create the ebook, I did use Canva, and one thing that you can do is you can, especially for the cover, you can select one of the templates already provided for you. So that's what I did for my cover. I selected a template already provided for me. There are so many here that you could utilize. Just find one that resonates with you. Or let's say you find one and you don't completely love it, edit it to your specifications. The one I selected looked nothing like the one that was already offered here, but I just made the edits I wanted to. I made it our own branding colors, and I was really, really happy with it. And now we utilize this template for a lot of our other ebooks because we take advantage of the beautiful design elements that were offered to us. So I'm just having a look here, a quick scroll to see if I can find this image. Sometimes they do get rid of them, which is why you should always keep your old images if you do want to reuse some of the design elements that are no longer there and the templates that are there. But let me see through. There are quite a few, so you do spend some time originally scanning through your different options. Okay, here we go. It was this one. All right, so I'm just going to duplicate that, and I'm going to make this one this, just so you can see what it looked like. And what I did is, obviously, I got rid of the image completely. I changed the background to black. All right, I changed the font color. Okay, so you'll notice that mine's all black there. The became creative bars. I changed the font of all of these to be Railway. I changed the color of the banner. I wanted the ends to be yellow, and I left the gray the way it was, that light blue. And I changed again the font for this, and I added a little white panel here, so just a shape and our logo. I inserted a logo from my uploads. Okay, so it was really easy to make it my own, to make it customized, and also to make it free, so I didn't have to pay for that background. All right, so it's really easy to do. Now, utilizing creative different elements, it was all about Beyonce, so I found a whole bunch of Beyonce images. Now, obviously, you do need to make reference of where you find these images because there are copyright laws that you need to adhere to, but I did want them all black and white. So to do that, I just made sure if they weren't already black and white, I changed the filter. So this was about this one. I chose street. It's black and white, but a little bit edgy, and I made it fill the whole page. Now, to create each of the pages, all I did was select a black background and then insert the square, make it white, and make it the size I wanted. So it had like a little black border. Then I insert the text. Now, what I do recommend is when you are inserting text, insert different paragraphs of text individually. Don't try to do it in one text block, because then when you save, sometimes the formatting isn't correct and it doesn't align the text accordingly. So I inserted my image, I inserted my various text blocks on my different pages. Again, you can bold elements if you wanted to, like I did here. I wanted another break later on, so I added another Beyonce image. And at the end, you should always have a CTA, a call to action. So here I have loved this post, jump on our Facebook group page and leave us some feedback. Now, what I can do here is I can insert a link, okay, to my Facebook group page. All right. And that way that when people click on it, when it saves and people click on it, it clicks directly to, again, see sometimes the formatting changes, it clicks directly to my Facebook group page. Now, to insert this, all I did was go to my search panel. You can go to different options here. I think it was in icons. there used to be an option for technology. So when you ticked on that, it took you straight to the technology options. Now, because it wasn't on there, I might just instead write laptop in the search panel and see what comes up. So nothing. So let's say Mac maybe. You have a few free elements, but oh, there you do have some technology elements there, but not what I'm looking for. Let's try, there are a few more down there. Let's try technology. And if you can't find, you're just going to, oh, here we go. So it's in the technology panel. You can select any one of those. Now I had selected, I think, one of these options. Here we go, this one. And once you select on it, what you can do is here it says drag a photo in here or upload your own. So what I can do is I can go to uploads or I can choose one of their photos. All right. And all I have to do is grab it from my uploads and drag it into the image. Right now, it doesn't like that image for some reason. None of the new images I have it likes. So I'll try to find an older one. Again, it could be because I have so many things on right now that it's not happy with the way I'm doing things. There you go. I just drag it in and it saves perfectly. All right. So if I was to resize that now, the image would stay perfectly sized as well. All right. It was as easy as that. Okay, so this is a different version of an ebook that I created just to show you that, again, you just have to play around with different design elements and you can create some really beautiful branded pieces. So here again, I've utilized the yellow color that I always use. I've left a little bit of a border, so it's a white background with a yellow square. Okay, I've inserted another white square here and a text box. I've inserted another black square here and a text box and added two little cute decorations on the side. And I've added a text block here as well with a bolded title. Then here what I've done is I've inserted a rectangle to create like a heading, and I've inserted a text block that's bolded. And this is basically our checklist for the power of the posse. All right, so what I've done is I've put the titles for each of the videos and the workbook. So basically people can check them off each week. And I've inserted squares, so squares with a border. So to do that, again, you'd go to the image panel, and you would select shapes, and the second one is a square with a border. So I've made the square white with a yellow border, okay? And I have the videos and the slides, and then I have the times as well next to them and the workbook. Now what I've done here is I've inserted something creative, okay? So you can go to lines or illustrations, one of them should have it, and see what comes up. So when you keep scrolling, more will come up. Again, because I'm on now. So if I select this one here, it will appear, and all you have to do, I selected the wrong one. If I widen that, it'll just continue on. Okay, so you can have it any size you want and you can have it take up your whole page. So all you have to do is if you scroll, it'll just continue on. Now, not all of them work like that, but this particular one did. So I made it a really light gray in order to fit down the bottom here, and I had it repeated on each page. So instead of having to redo the page each time, I just duplicated it and then edited what I need to. So I had I included the bonuses as well. I had each of the weeks with the checklist there. Now, once I had actually finished that, I downloaded it and saved it. And then using various programs, I made the PDF fillable. So now when you actually download this checklist, you can actually tick the boxes once you've watched the videos, once you've downloaded the slides, and once you've downloaded the workbook. All right, so it's really useful for the students in our course, but see how you can create things in Canva. You don't have to use Adobe Photoshop if you don't want, or if you're not comfortable with it, or Illustrator. You can design anything you want in Canva using the Canva resources and design tools. So now I'm going to take you through the power of the posse to give you a quick introduction on how you can take advantage of not only the design elements that we teach you within the course, but all the different other things that we teach you for your business and for entrepreneurs and for people that want to go from part A to part Z of their business. Not from part A to part B, from part A to part Z. We take you step by step through the process, utilizing the power of the posse. So to find out more information, visit thepoweroftheposse.com. And on our website, you'll find everything you need to know, a bit about us and the team, so both Natasha and I, and a little bit about our stories, who this course is designed for, and if you meet the requirements, obviously this course would be designed for you, and different things about you, different things about Creative Bar and our mission. Hear from different students and their experience with the power of the posse and how it changed their business and their life. The realities of the course, because it's not easy. It does take work, but if you commit yourself for the 11 weeks, you will see the results. Okay, we do require a number of requirements before you commit to this course, and we have written up who the course is not designed for. Okay, now there is a course breakdown so you can see the delivery of each model, the dates for the next running of the course, and you can actually click through and have a look at each module and what it includes, all the different videos, the bonuses, the action weeks, the bonus week itself, and everything it includes. We have a number of professionals on board to help you. It's a $2,000 investment, but it's exactly that. It's an investment. Everything we share with you in this course are the things we wish people told us from the beginning. We had to learn it the hard way, but you do not have to. Natasha and I both come from 5 years of tertiary education in marketing, along with 2 extra years of intense digital marketing self-education. We are teaching you all of that wealth of knowledge in 11 weeks. We don't offer payment installments. The reason for this is that we're looking for a certain type of person to commit to this course. You need to be willing to commit to this course. You need to be willing to invest in your business, and you need to be willing to believe in yourself. We need you to be ready to make a revolutionary change to your business. The power of the posse is the catalyst. Now, again, it includes a whole series of bonuses and freebies. Just take a look at the website, what you'll walk away with, and just start looking at the list of bonuses you'll receive. And did I mention you have lifetime access to the course? Now, here's what one of our participants had to say recently. A wonderful friend of mine, Lisa Briggs, a student of the course. She writes, I wanted to give a sincere shout out to 2 chicks that have transformed my business. I started the Creative Bars marketing course a couple of months back, and since completing their program, my business has lifted off the ground and is flying through the air like an unstoppable force. They covered all areas of transforming business. I've completely changed my website, have so many people opting into my gorgeous offer, have increased Instagram and Facebook followers, and I feel so happy. I also increased my coaching prices and had my first girl sign up for the package with my new revamped prices. I have literally become fearless in my business, and I'm hustling. The knowledge they share and their down-to-earth nature is so unique. Do yourself and your business a favor and check out their program. Gregoria and Natasha, eternally grateful. So just think about the potential you will have with this course. We give you everything we know with love and sincerity. We share our best kept secrets because we want you to build your successful empires. We want you to become millionaires. The best part is that we give you templates, action steps, and proven strategies. If you're a multi-passionate entrepreneur, you can apply this knowledge to all your ventures. You can run any business. This knowledge is applicable. We have students who are skincare creators, who are coaches, who are jewelry designers, who are online television hosts, who are teachers, who are retailers, who are photographers. Our techniques are completely customizable to your business. Do you get it? It applies to any business. So sometimes we get asked, what if we invest the $2,000 and then when I start, I realize that this course isn't for me? Well, I've got great news for you. We don't want to sell you something you don't want. We aren't in that sort of business. So we are offering you a 2-module guarantee. If you decide within 2 modules that you aren't getting the value you're hoping for, you can submit your completed worksheets to us and we will refund your money. Yes, we will refund all of your money. Being successful requires a mindset shift. You need to believe that you are successful. You need to declare it. Make this declaration with me now. I declare that I am responsible for my success. I choose my feelings and I set my goals. I am choosing success. I'm allowing success and wealth to flow through me. I am a magnet for happiness. I know the universe sends me everything I ask for. In some way or another, you asked for this Canva Masterclass. You asked to be here. I'm now delivering your message from the universe. You're exactly where you need to be, and you know what you have to do. So again, if you're interested, we also share some fun creative bar facts. I would love for you to jump on thepoweroftheposse.com. Check it out. If you have any questions, we're on the Facebook page. Just send us a yell. You can hear more from our graduates here as well, and we hope you enjoy what the Power of the Posse experience offers you. So thank you for attending the Canva Masterclass. We hoped you gained some really valuable insight. So you have 2 things to do now. Sign up for the waitlist for Canva for Work so you can make sure you're up to date when it happens, and I will share the link on the Facebook post. And also, obviously, visit thepoweroftheposse.com. And if you have any questions at all, I'm here for you all the time to answer anything and everything. Thank you so much for being here. And until next time, peace.